My name is Natalie Flores, and this is a small documentary on what it's like growing up in Lynwood, California, known as the Hood.
What's your name?
Wendy Flores,
And how long have you lived in Lynwood?
my whole life, 25 years.
What's the craziest thing that you've ever encountered living in Lynwood?
Um, well, I think I was about 18 or 19 years old when I went to a party, and I was sitting in my car waiting for my boyfriend at the time to come out of the party. And I was waiting for him, I noticed two guys arguing outside the party, and I didn't pay much attention to it. And the next thing I know, there was gunshots, and I just hid in my car. And when I looked up, I saw two guys laying on the floor, and everyone rushed out of the party to try to help. And there was two guys who had been shot, and unfortunately, they both died.
So they died in front of you?
Yes. Some of my friends tried to carry one of the guys into my car so we could take him to the hospital because we were across the street from the hospital. But it was too late. Like, the guy wasn't breathing anymore, and there was nothing we were able to do.
What happened the day of the party?
The party that your sister was talking about?
Yeah.
The guy that killed those two people?
Yeah.
That was my friend, and I took him to the party. I went to go take one of my friends home, and this is a little guy, man. So, little guy's not gonna fight. If he has a gun, he's gonna shoot you. And he always told me that his name was Joe. I used to call him Buds. And I left, and I knew something was going on, but I told him I'll be back quick. Don't do nothing stupid. He had a gun, 380. He had two of them actually, but he was the only one that fired that day. And I went to go take my friend home. Not even 5 minutes away, and I get a call. Hey nigga, Mumbles, dog, this nigga Buzz just shot somebody. I'm like, fuck, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm fucking like, drop this dude off. I'm like, man, get the fuck out, dog, I gotta go. Fucking, I'm on the way over there. I'm a little tipsy. I hit a fucking side swipe, like 3 cars and shit in my legs. So I'm like, damn, I'm fucked up. As soon as I got to the police, I see the ghetto bird all over the place. I'm like, fuck, no fucking way. I get a call. They're like, hey, come pick me up behind the hostler. I'm like, what the fuck? All right, cool. So I pick him up at the hostler. I go, where the fuck is the gun at? We threw it behind the hostler. I was like, all right, cool. So I picked him up by the tennis courts behind the park. And as soon as I pick him up, the fucking ghetto bird shines his light on me, and I'm like, oh man, these motherfuckers are gonna get us right now. And sure enough, hell nah, man, they just put the light on me, and I just kept on driving normal, and they had the light on me, and I'm like, fuck, they're gonna get us right now. And man, they just put the light on us and then shined it away, and we fucking just went to Jack in the Box and went to go have a meal. I mean, those dudes that happened, it was because of one dude, a fat guy. And that's the guy that survived. So, 155 was the gang that happened with.
And where's your friend today?
He's doing life. Doing life. He was in Wayside, and they shipped him out to a state penitentiary. So, he's doing life, man. He got double homicide. No possibility of parole. They're trying to give him this death sentence, but I think that he beat the death sentence. He's just doing life now. He was in Triple Max in Wayside over there by Six Flags, and the only reason why the detectives didn't get me was because they didn't care about me. They only wanted him, and when that happened, they didn't catch him the same day. I was in the hood. And I had told him, man, you need to lay low, you need to go to your dad's house. And he was like, nah, man, fuck that shit. I ain't fucking gonna be hiding. I was like, alright, man. Well, I'll go pick you up in the morning. We're gonna go get our hair braided. That's when I was like all ghetto and shit with my long hair. So I was like, let's go get our hair braided. And he had a lot of hair. So I was like, man, you need to get it braided or cut it off. And he was like, alright. So we're walking down the hood and shit. And this is a one-way. So it's ghetto as fuck. And we ain't got nowhere else to go. And all of a sudden we're walking. It's like 9 in the morning. And I have a backpack on with fucking a whole bag of weed and a scale, everything. And I'm like, oh shit, well fuck it, we're walking. And this fucking sheriff just comes from the corner, whoop, with his door open already. His door was open. And he comes already with his door open and get the fuck back, get the fuck back. Put your hands up, put your hands up. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And I'm just looking at Bud's like, damn, dog. Hopefully, man. They put us, there was 5 of us. They put us all in the back of the damn car. 5 of us in the back of the fucking car, man. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And it was right in front of Pee-wee's house. So we go, oh yeah, Pee-wee's my cousin, that's why we over here. But we didn't even know that they already had a sketch of him. So the cop already knew. He lets us go, and that was the last time I saw him, man. I went to go visit him, and when I went to go visit him, I had a warrant. And I passed the gate, and they go, man, you better go back, take the bus, and go back before your ass ends up in here too. So I had to book it. So I just got to see my boy. I got 10 feet away from him, and I got to see him, and I said, man, I gotta go, dog. And I just write to him now, but, you know, shit happens. That's what happens when you grow up in the hood, man. You just gotta move on ahead, man, and try not to let those negative people bring you down. That was a good cat, man. He was just, you know, the hood, the shit happens, man. You get caught up in the streets, and you do stupid shit like that. I think if I would have been there, it probably wouldn't have happened. So I kind of blame myself. But, you know, what can you do? Unfortunately, the guy that started it wasn't the guy that died, and it was 2 other people. But, I don't know. That's why I got out of the hood.
Thank you.
At the time I was a senior at Lynwood High School, most of my friends had dropped out, became incarcerated, or even killed. It was sad to see that so many of the students I started high school with didn't make it to the end of the year. Even when there's open seats in the front, most of the students at my high school never sat in the front. I don't know if it was because they were intimidated by teachers, or they just liked being in the back because they would fool around, not pay attention. They would actually race to the back to connect their phones to the outlets.
Okay, can I have your name and age?
Kevin Venegas, 20 years old.
Francisco Pancho Chavez, 20 years old.
How long have you been living in Lynwood?
I've been living in Lynwood for 20 years since I was born in 1992.
Me too, my whole life.
Okay. What was the educational system like in Lynwood?
We actually went to the same schools and stuff, right? Ever since we were, I was like 13.
Yeah, middle school.
Same schools. They're really good teachers. A lot of teachers that were from the city, actually, so.
They knew.
Yeah, it's a lot of history involved.
Also, there was a bunch of like gang-related people. Even when we were in elementary school, gang members had little brothers that were already acting up.
As a matter of fact, I actually remember having a gang-related teacher, or ex-gang-related teacher. He became good.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think living in Lynwood makes it difficult to reach your dreams?
Sometimes, just going to sleep in Lynwood affects your dreams in any kind of situation. I mean, I would have different dreams if I lived in Compton even, or Southgate. I'd be a different dreamer, a different person pretty much, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, experiencing Lynwood makes you dream bigger because you want to get out.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes, I'd like to hear it, but I mean, I like to go out, you know?
Yeah.
Have you ever encountered any gang activity?
Too much gang activity.
As for me, I grew up with a gang-related brother, so every day was gang activity, basically.
Yeah.
Have you ever witnessed an event that changed your life forever?
Yeah, big time. I have. Would you like to know about an incident where
Yes, please.
my life changed? Well, about a month ago, I was in my friend's car on his street, actually, in his neighborhood, and throughout that neighborhood is just overpopulated by gangsters, and we're driving by, and